right, response video to Emily. Hi, Emily. You tagged me for 6 pet peeves. I noticed a couple years ago you had some interesting ones. The old people driving slow. And I was thinking, well, what if those old people were driving fast? Do we really want them to drive fast? Um, we might want them to drive slow. And on the people who make negative comments, there's a great video. If you search for a video called "YouTube Is My Life" by the ChurchOfBlow, it is a hilarious video, but it talks directly. Well, it doesn't really talk, but it's directly about people who leave negative comments just to bring people down. It's really great. So 6 pet peeves. Yes, I have them. They always say don't sweat the small stuff, but it's the small stuff that really is aggravating because it would be so simple to fix, and nobody fixes it. So my 6 pet peeves that I have here. First one, people who say that animals cannot think or don't have emotions. I mean, I'm looking at my cat. If they couldn't think, they wouldn't be outsmarting me every day. Every day, these things outsmart me. Their minds are always working, and they have lots of emotions. The one, in my whole life, I've thrown 2 people out of my house, and the one guy, the first guy that I threw out was a guy who claimed that my parrot couldn't really think and really had no emotions, but was just sort of imitating what he heard, like he was a complete robot that was just replicating things. And he said his father was an ornithologist, and therefore he had some sort of authority to, to pass judgment on my parrot, that my parrot couldn't think. So I threw him out. He was really surprised. He says, "What? The parrot's more important than me?" And I said, "Yeah, the parrot's more important than you. It's smarter than you too. Get out of the house." 2, blurry UFO pictures. There is not one clear picture of a UFO. They're all out of focus and they're all blurry, and it drives me crazy. I mean, why can't someone shoot just one in focus picture of a UFO? Maybe the aliens are only interested in people who have no photographic skills. That must be the only other explanation. They're just studying. They're here studying the people who have no photography skills. So that drives me crazy. Lattes. Now I'm going to sound like an old man on this one. Lattes, you used to be able to go and say, "I would like a latte." And everybody knew that a latte was about this high. It had 1 shot of espresso and then some milk and a little bit of foam. That was the standard. And then from that, you could say, well, a latte with, a double latte. Double latte, they stick 2 shots in. Glass is the same size. Okay, now they have totally marketed this thing up, with marketing. I hate marketing. So that no one remembers the standard anymore. You order a latte, you don't know what size it's going to be, and then some stores have invented their own names for the sizes. It's not a double latte anymore. You have to order a grande latte or a large latte. And now if you order a latte, some places say, well, all our lattes have 2 shots of espresso. No, a latte is a single latte. Drives me crazy, and they've become some form of dessert now, during the day. More restaurant peeves. I go crazy when someone brings you in a restaurant. They bring you the meal, and then they say, "Enjoy." It drives me crazy. That's a command. Enjoy is a command. It's the imperative mood. So I mean, how dare anybody give me a command when I'm about to eat, right? It's not like saying bon appetit. Bon appetit just means good appetite. That's a concept. It's nice to have a kind of a good concept hovering there, a nice concept. But when they say enjoy, they're ordering you. So of course I tend to be somewhat rebellious. So of course, what am I going to do? Not enjoy the meal in order to assert my freedom, from their imperious domain? So it just sort of tinges the meal for me. It's like, don't give me an order. Don't order me to enjoy the meal. Drives me crazy. Just don't put it in the command mood. Another restaurant one. Once you start eating, once you've overcome the, okay, I will obey them and enjoy my meal, at some point they come up and they say, is everything okay? And I'm always, my mouth is always full of food. I mean, then I'm like, how do I answer them? I can't answer them. Is it rude not to answer them? I can't talk with my mouth full because, they taught me not to do that when I was a child. And so like, I got to make some kind of hand symbol like, yeah, yeah, that's good food. And it just, it distorts things. But like, fortunately, I think they only ask you once. But it's like having like a little kind of seizure while you eat. So I can't stand that thing. The other thing is travel brochures. Travel brochures to supposed paradises, okay? Like, Hawaii or what have you. They show all these great things in there, blah, blah, blah. It's great sand beach, okay? But what they don't show you, and I know this must be true, and I've wrested the truth out of some people, is big bugs. Any place that's warm has big bugs. Now, I don't know why. I mean, I know why they're not going to put big bugs in their marketing brochures, because once again, see, it's marketing. They're not going to show you the whole truth. They're not going to show you the big bugs. And I finally, somebody who went to Hawaii, I finally got them to admit, yeah, there's big bugs. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I was in New Orleans once, and walking down the street, I was in a pretty good mood. I'm in New Orleans, French Quarter, great architecture, and whoa, the sidewalk, on the sidewalk is this huge cockroach, like this big. I mean, this was substantial. I mean, it had wings, okay, wings, which means it can get you. It was like an encounter. I had to introduce myself to the bug. Oh, excuse me, sir. Mr. Huge giant cockroach. How are you? I mean, and sort of negotiate my way around him. I just don't need encounters like that with bugs. I have enough trouble coping with, people, and dealing with their minds. But to have to deal with a bug, So I know that any place warm, there are huge bugs. I live in San Francisco, so, the bugs are all pretty small. I mean, they're they're a non-disturbing size anyway. But anything that gets to be this big, okay, that's substantial. I mean, I guess it's a good meal for some lizard or something. I mean, that's great for lizards. I mean, because they'll get a real mouthful, But for us humans, no, thank you. So I'm not going to any hot places. I ain't going to Hawaii. I ain't going to anywhere. Mexico, no, 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 no. Unless it's a desert. Big bugs in the desert, I don't think they exist. But okay, I'll go to hot desert regions, but no, I'm not going to these tropical places. I'm just not made for the tropics. If I have to go somewhere, the world's destroyed, and I have to pick a direction, north or south. I'm in the northern hemisphere. I'm going north. Okay, but I hear that in Alaska they have giant mosquitoes too. So I guess there's no escape. I don't need giant mosquitoes, or other vampirous, blood-sucking creatures. So those are my 6 pet peeves. I could probably come up with some others, but those are the ones that kind of really irritate me the most. And on a daily basis, those restaurant interactions really drive me crazy. The lattes, enjoy your food command, and is the food okay kind of thing drives me crazy. The UFO focus one I think is kind of funny that they just as far as I'm concerned, man, there's no credibility. I mean, I know the things move fast, but you just pan, and you could just pan with the UFO. Sometimes those pictures are grainy too. Okay, I'm babbling. Emily, thanks for tagging me, and you take care. And listen. Don't encourage the really old people to drive fast. I don't think we want that, Emily. I think we're going to have to live with that kind of frustration of slow drivers. All right. I mean, it's like, well, never mind. We just don't want speed racers out there. Over the age of 80. Okay, bye. Take care.